7.
It's crunch time. Samsung Air Fry Oven sponsors Sunday Brunch.
Chinese five spice, it's the spice for me. Chinese five spice, take 2 spoons in my tea. Chinese five spice, a clean plate guarantee. Cause you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spice and a happy family. Yes, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spice and a happy family.
Very good.
Welcome back to
Five
Sunday
spots.
Brunch. Brilliant. You just said Alex Horn and the Horn Section will be performing on next week's show. We're now here with Dina. Dina, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Your first time on the show.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
come on then, tell us the background.
Well, I am Dina. Born and bred here in Portsmouth, actually, in the south, if anyone doesn't know. But my family are from Oman and Zanzibar. And then they ended up in Portsmouth with a big, huge Zanzibar community. And I just started cooking my way through life, trying to figure out who I was.
Why Portsmouth? Why did everyone end up in Portsmouth?
So there was a revolution in 1964. Oman was part of Zanzibar. So Zanzibar used to be the capital of Oman. But then Tanganyika, which is now known as Tanzania, came in and took over Zanzibar. And so then this whole community of Omani Zanzibaris came with the Sultan to Portsmouth because it was like a safe haven. It reminded them of Zanzibar from a port, naval base, beach, no palm trees, pebbles. But they felt comfortable, and so the whole community was there for
And
so
is
long.
there still a big
Wonderful.
community now?
It's got a bit smaller. Like, a lot of them moved back to Oman. Some have died, but there's still like that little community. Like, my grandparents are still there. Some of their friends are there. It's so cute.
So there are loads of restaurants there.
There's actually none. They were like, no, we're not doing it. They used to just cook for themselves. They didn't want anyone else to have their food.
Oh,
There's only an Omani restaurant, and it's in Wales.
right,
So, yeah.
OK. Whereabouts in Wales?
Cardiff.
Cardiff,
Yeah.
OK.
So what typifies Omani food then?
Oh, but you know what? Like, it's so very... You know, like, when you think of Italy, you might think of pizza or pasta. We don't have that in Oman because we're so influenced by the tribes and by our, maritime history. So all down the coast, it's really influenced by East Africa and the Swahili coast. So lots of coconut, chili, tamarind. But then we also have a really big influence from India because the Portuguese came to Oman. And so, again, lots of tamarind. All our spices came from there, so we really pack a lot of heat. Then Oman was part of the south of Iran, so we have a lot of pomegranates and fresh produce. So it's so mixed. But then Oman itself, traditionally, like thousands of years ago, was a nomadic place. So all the methods of figure in the ground, brining, that's all come from them. So we just kind of jumble it all together and figure it out.
So tell us about yourself then. How's your career blossomed?
Yeah, I mean, I started cooking. I started an Instagram page just before lockdown. I used food as a way to kind of figure out who I was because I grew up in Portsmouth. I went to a school with no other Omanis, even though we were a big community, and I didn't really fit in. And then came to uni where I met other people from neighbouring countries, and I was trying to fit in with them, and I was like, I don't fit anywhere. So I started using food and trying to understand Omani food to understand me.
Oh, cool.
And so it's kind of been my
Brilliant.
identity, and so that's kind of gone through. So it was all content creation, now it's recipe writing, food developing, and now a book. So yeah.
Right, tell if people want to follow you, where do they go?
Dine with Dina.
Dine with
That's the
Dina.
place to go, yes, on
OK,
Instagram.
on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
All right, what are we
And
trying
we're falafeling today.
We are. It was World Falafel Day on Monday.
Of course
Yeah.
it was.
So, of course. How
Sorry,
did you
Tim,
not
I've got to
know?
send you a card.
Exactly.
I loved it.
Most important. So I thought, my biggest thing is no one ever knows where Oman is, and everyone knows Middle Eastern food. And when they think of Middle Eastern food, they think of Lebanese food, and that's great. I love Lebanese food, but there's 21 countries in the Middle East, so we're big variety. So I've brought you the traditional falafel, which is with chickpeas. Or I wouldn't say traditional because it's actually not the traditional one.
Well, let's try this one.
Yeah,
Go
so
on.
that's with chickpeas, and I've done it with a hummus, and it's herb. But yeah, just pick it up and eat it. Yeah, get in there. No forks are nice. What are you doing?
Oh, nice.
It's got chickpeas in it, packed with lots of herbs. I also add in some basil into this one. And this is the one that you'll always find across London. And it's hard trying to find a good one.
That's delicious. Why is it not traditional?
So the traditional one is actually the third one.
OK, well, wait till
So
we
we'll
get
get
there.
there.
Wait
Yeah,
till-
yeah.
What do we think of this one? Do we like that?
How is it?
Really like that.
Thank you. I was going to
Lovely.
cry if anyone said it was not nice.
No,
so-
gorgeous. Lovely.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So then we have the second one. So the second one is the Omani one, which is actually influenced from Zanzibar and the Swahili coast. And this is made with black-eyed beans. And sometimes mung beans. I've just done black-eyed beans today. And this one actually just has a lot of coriander in it, which I know isn't your favourite, but there we go.
That is good.
And actually, the thing that makes it light and fluffy is that we add in loads and loads of onions. So it's not like the traditional falafel that people know, but it's the one I grew up with.
Delicious, isn't
That
it?
is really good.
What's underneath?
So the dip is a desiccated coconut and coriander dip. Yeah, and we love our coconut. Zanzibar is literally just like the island of coconuts. We have more coconut water than normal water there, so yeah. But yeah, so that's our one, and that's the one I love and
That's really
always
good.
done.
I think that's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So it's coconuts in a lot of recipes, then?
Yeah. Oh, so many. All because of that Swahili coast. And even south of Oman, they use coconut in all of their like curry dishes, rice dishes, everything. So yeah, I can't live without it.
I mean,
Even our bread.
I know that you like the dip because of coriander, but don't you think that dip's amazing?
It's weird because when you put it in your mouth first, you taste the coconut, and then the coconut is supposed to have a bit of spice, and then suddenly the coriander just explodes in your mouth.
Delicious. I'm a huge coconut fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really
love it.
clean. It's like,
So nice.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
I think that. So what's gone into that dip?
So it's literally just desiccated coconut, lots of coriander, some salt, chilies. I kept adding chilies. I wanted the spice, but it was only a kick at the end. But then you have to add boiling water, and you really have to blend it because you need that coconut to kind of break down. And that's literally it. So basic.
Josh, what do you think? Do you like
Oh,
that?
it's amazing.
Yeah?
So
Very
nice.
nice to hear that.
Do you travel back there a lot?
Yeah, so I go to Oman almost like twice a year. Sometimes it's a lot for work. I do some consulting for like hotels and restaurants there. Zanzibar, I've started going back more recently. I was there in January. Beautiful, beautiful place. Highly recommend both of them, actually. But yeah, gorgeous country. Yeah,
Brilliant. All right, so what's our final one?
So the final one is actually the original traditional falafel that's been around for like thousands of years, and it came from Egypt, and they call it ta'amiyya. And ta'amiyya means like a little bite in Arabic. And the word falafel actually stems from the Arabic kind of sentence, which is falaful, which is plenty of fool, and fool is a fava bean, which is in this one, fava bean. So they simplified the word falafel for us, so we just call it falafel instead of falaful. And so then with the dip, I've just done a yogurt, a garlicky yogurt and mint dip. It's very garlicky, guys. I hope you're not kissing anyone. And again, lots of herbs and some dill in that one.
So what's
too.
the difference between the first and the third
This
one?
one has fava beans, and you know it's Father's Day, so you know Father's Day. There we go. And then that one has just got chickpeas. But then the herbs are mostly the same. So they both have coriander and parsley. This one, the Egyptian one, also has some dill in it and a little bit of mint. And that one I put basil.
I don't like coriander, but I can't taste the coriander.
I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah.
And see, that's
Wow.
my thing. Like, one of my cousins really doesn't like coriander.
Yeah, it's a mix of,
just, yeah, mixing it in certain ways to
delicious.
use it correctly, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's not overpowering.
I
at
don't
all.
like it when people just sprinkle it on top. No one needs that, so yeah.
That's fantastic. Right, should we find out our favourite?
Yeah, should we wrap favourites? Nina, what's your favourite?
The last one, my favourite
Oh, nice.
by
Yeah, the
far.
original.
It's because I'm not a falafel
Yeah,
fan
same.
at all. I've never liked them, but this is the first time I've actually tried falafel and gone wow.
Wow.
So especially that last one, it's much
That's
lighter.
good.
I normally find them quite dry. That's not dry at all. It's lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Arian?
Yeah, well, I thought the first, because I'm Iranian, so anytime I see anything that's got pomegranates, I'm like,
yeah, I did the same thing.
put it in me.
Yeah,
But no, I think the middle one was maybe my favourite.
Nice.
It's delicious.
It is weird because the first one was, I thought, oh, that's lovely, but that seems so heavy compared to the next two. But yeah, I think I'm going to go the middle one as well.
Nice.
I'm second. Good. I mean, they're all lovely, but the
Coconut.
second, yeah.
Josh?
The third one for me. Dead
Nice.
fluffy, and yeah, I could eat loads of that. It's great.
Maisie?
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah?
So that I love coconut too.
See, you all needed Omani food in your life. That was literally it.
I've got to go that second one. That dip, I think, is one of the nicest things I've tasted for a long time.
so
It was
happy.
incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going the last
Absolutely
one. Original. I'm going original.
The original, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're like falafel man of the people.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Falafel man. Going the original.
Thanks, Dina. Good to see you. Come back and see you soon. Don't forget, for all of the recipes featured today, go to our Instagram food account, which is at Sunday Brunch Food. Now, in a moment, we're chatting to Maisie. But first, here's Steph McGovern with everything coming up on next week's Pack Lunch.
Hey lads, let me tell you what we've got coming up on this week's Steph's Pack Lunch. You'll love this one, Simon. We're meeting the real-life Wombles. Yeah, they're a married couple who make money by rifling through people's